What if I told you that guys show their real feelings not through big romantic moves or tons of compliments, but through one tiny thing most women totally miss? Because when you learn to spot this one move, you suddenly see past all the confusion, all the weird signals, and all the games. And that's when you finally know exactly how he feels about you. See, most women are looking at the wrong stuff. They're reading into his texts, counting how many times he calls, or waiting for him to say he likes them. But here's the secret. Guys show how they really feel through what they do with their body, not what they say. Through a small, almost invisible change in how they act around you. A move so natural, he doesn't even know he's doing it. And when you see it, everything clicks. This isn't about overthinking things or making up stories in your head. It's about understanding the physical stuff guys do when they let their guard down and actually care. Before I show you the exact move that proves he's into you, take a second to hit that like button if you've ever felt confused about whether a guy really likes you or not. It helps this reach more people, and you won't miss the next thing I'm about to tell you. And ladies, have you ever been around a guy and wondered if he's actually interested or just being friendly? One minute he seems super into the conversation, and the next you're not sure if he's even paying attention. What does it all mean? Is he just a naturally nice person? Are you reading too much into it? Or is there something happening right in front of you that you're just not seeing? Here's the real truth. Most women don't know this. Men don't show interest the same way women do. Their feelings come out in their movements, in where they put their attention, in tiny physical choices they make without thinking. And if you miss what's happening with his body, you can completely misread how he feels, even if he's crazy about you. This isn't just another dating tip video. It's a real look into how guys actually work and the hidden signs that show when a man is falling for you. Stay with me. I'm going to show you why most women miss the clearest sign of interest, what actually happens in his brain when he's around someone he likes, the exact physical move that separates real attraction from just being polite, and why once you see this, you'll never doubt his feelings again. Watch closely until the very end, because this one move is where most women get it wrong, but it's also the moment you can see exactly what's in his heart. This isn't about tricks or playing games. It's about understanding what his body is telling you, reading the real signals, and finally knowing without any doubt that he wants you. Let's start. Have you noticed how some women just seem to know when a guy is into them, while others, no matter how smart or aware they are, always feel confused about where they stand? It's not magic. It's not some special gift. It's about knowing what to actually look for. Here's the thing most people get wrong. Men don't express interest the way you think they do. While women usually use words, eye contact, and clear communication, guys do something completely different. They use their body to show what they feel. And here's the crazy part. If you don't know what to watch for, you might totally miss a guy who's head over heels for you. Think about it. Maybe you've been around a guy who seemed interested. He laughed at your jokes, asked you questions, and seemed engaged. Everything felt good until you started wondering, wait, does he actually like me, or is he just being nice? You started replaying conversations in your head, looking for clues and wondering, am I making this up? But the truth is, you probably weren't making it up. What really happened is simple. He was showing you through his body, not his words. And because most women don't know what to look for, they miss the clearest sign that's right there in front of them. Understanding this one move isn't just helpful, it changes everything. It lets you see what he's really feeling, not what you hope he's feeling or what you're scared he's feeling. You finally stop guessing. You stop overanalyzing every text message. You see the truth in what his body does. Women who know this secret have a huge advantage. They don't sit around wondering if a guy likes them. They just know. They don't feel confused and frustrated. They feel sure and calm. And instead of wasting time on guys who aren't that into them, they can see right away who's worth their time and who's not. Once you learn what really shows a man's interest, you'll never look at dating the same way again. The power to see the truth starts here. And in just a moment, we'll talk about what most women look for when they're trying to figure out if a guy likes them, and why those things don't actually tell you anything. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's talk about what most women pay attention to when they're trying to figure out if a guy is into them. And more importantly, why all of those things are actually pretty useless. First, there's texting. Women analyze every message. How fast did he reply? Did he use an emoji? How many words did he write? Did he ask a question or just respond? And while texting can show some interest, here's the problem. Guys text for a million different reasons. Some guys are just chatty. Some text when they're bored. Some are bad at texting even when they really like someone. Texting tells you almost nothing about real feelings. Then there's how often he reaches out. Women count the calls, the messages, the invitations. They think if he really liked me, he'd contact me more. But again, this doesn't work. Some guys are busy. Some play it cool on purpose. Some are just not big on calling or texting. The amount of contact doesn't always match the level of interest. Next, there's what he says. Women listen for compliments, for hints, for any sign that he's into them. But here's the truth. Words are the easiest thing to fake. A guy can say all the right things and mean none of it. Or he can be terrible with words but feel everything. What comes out of his mouth is often the least reliable sign. Then there's eye contact. Women think if he holds eye contact, he must like me. And sure, eye contact can mean something, but it can also just mean he's a confident person, or that he's a good listener, or that he makes eye contact with everyone. By itself, it doesn't tell you much. Here's what you need to understand. Most women are looking at surface stuff, things that seem obvious but actually don't reveal anything real. They're watching his words, counting his texts, and waiting for clear signs. But guys don't work that way. When a man is really into you, he doesn't announce it. He shows it through his body, through where he puts himself, through one specific move that happens automatically when his interest is real. And this is where most women get completely lost. They're so busy watching the obvious stuff that they miss what's actually happening right in front of them. They miss the one move that never lies, the one physical choice that separates friendly from interested, polite from attracted, casual from serious. The secret in reading a guy's interest is to stop listening to what he says and start watching what his body does. Because his body will always tell you the truth, even when his words don't. And here's the thing, even if you've been picking up on some signs, even if things feel good, there's one move that makes everything clear. One physical signal that removes all doubt. This is the move most women never notice. And in a moment, I'm going to show you exactly what it is. But first, you need to understand why this move matters so much. Why it's not just another body language tip, but the clearest window into how he really feels. This is where everything shifts. This is where guessing stops and knowing begins. So what is this move? What's the one physical thing a guy does when he's really into you? Here it is. When a man is genuinely interested in you, he turns his body toward you. Not just his face, not just polite attention, his entire body, his shoulders, his chest, his feet, everything points in your direction, and he keeps it there. Let me explain why this matters so much. When people talk, most folks give partial attention. They might look at you, but their body stays angled somewhere else. Their feet point toward the door. Their shoulders face away. They're physically giving you some attention, but not all of it. It's polite, it's friendly, but it's not deep interest. But when a guy is really into you, something different happens. His whole body rotates. He squares up to you. His chest faces your chest. His knees point toward you if he's sitting. His feet angle in your direction if he's standing. Everything about his physical position says, you have all of my attention right now. This isn't something he thinks about. It's not a move he practices. It's automatic. When a man's interest is real, his body naturally wants to be as close and as open to you as possible. And the way that shows up is through this full body turn. Think about it like this. Your body follows your focus. If you're kind of interested in something, you might glance at it, but if you're completely absorbed, your whole body turns toward it. The same thing happens with attraction. When a guy is just being polite, he'll give you his face. He'll nod, smile, make eye contact, but his body stays neutral. He's ready to move on, ready to turn away, ready to shift his attention somewhere else. But when he's into you, really into you, his body commits. It's like his whole physical self is saying, I don't want to be anywhere else right now. Here's the crazy part. This move is so reliable that you can use it to tell the difference between a guy who's friendly and a guy who's interested, between someone being nice and someone wanting more, between casual conversation and real attraction. And once you start watching for it, you'll see it everywhere. But here's where many women make a mistake. They notice he's facing them and think, okay, so he's paying attention. That's nice. They don't realize what they're actually seeing. They don't understand that this full body turn is his system showing interest before his words ever do. The biggest thing to understand here is this. A man's body doesn't lie. He can control his words. He can play it cool with his texts. He can even manage his facial expressions. But his body shows what's really going on inside. And when his whole body turns towards you and stays there, you're seeing his real feelings. No filter, no games, no confusion. In a moment, I'm going to show you the other physical signs that happen along with this move, the things that make it even clearer. But this right here, this full body turn, is the foundation. It's the first and most important thing to watch for. Because when you see a guy do this, you know. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to analyze. You just know he's into you. Now let's talk about what makes this move even more powerful. Because the full body turn doesn't happen alone. When a guy is really into you, this move comes with other signs that make his interest impossible to miss. First, there's the lean. When his body is facing you, watch what he does next. Does he lean in? Does he close the space between you just a little bit? Men who are interested move closer. Not in a creepy way, just naturally. They lean forward when you talk. They shift their chair closer during dinner. They find reasons to be in your physical space. Second, there's the stillness. This is huge. When a guy is really focused on you, he stops fidgeting. He stops checking his phone. He stops looking around the room. His attention locks. His body stays turned towards you and everything else fades away. Compare that to a guy who's not that interested. He'll face you, sure, but then his eyes wander. His hands mess with his phone. His attention drifts. His body might be angled toward you, but it's not committed. Third, watch his hands. When a man is into you, his hands become expressive. He uses them when he talks to you. He gestures more. And here's the key part. He keeps them visible. He doesn't cross his arms. He doesn't hide them in his pockets. Open hands, expressive gestures. That's his body being open to you. Fourth, there's the mirror. When a guy is really connected to you, he starts copying your movements without thinking about it. You lean back. He leans back. You cross your legs. He shifts his position too. This is called mirroring, and it happens automatically when someone is attracted to you and trying to connect. And fifth, watch what happens when someone else joins the conversation. Does his body stay turned toward you, or does he shift to include them? If he's really into you, his body might open up a little to be polite, but his main focus stays on you. His shoulders might angle slightly to acknowledge the other person, but his core position, his chest, his attention stays locked on you. Here's what all of this adds up to. When a man is genuinely interested in you, his entire physical presence changes. He's not just being polite. He's not just passing time. He's completely there with you. And it shows in every move his body makes. But there's one more thing you need to understand. This full body turn, this complete focus, it doesn't happen with everyone. A guy might be friendly with lots of people. He might be charming, funny, social, but this level of physical attention, he only gives that to someone he's really into. That's why this move is so powerful. It's not something he can fake. It's not something he does casually. When you see it, you're seeing something real. Now, before we keep going, we need to talk about the mistakes women make when they see these signs, because knowing what to look for is one thing, but knowing how to respond is just as important. And this is where a lot of women accidentally push guys away, even when the guy is showing clear interest. Let's talk about the mistakes women make when they see these signs of interest. Because the truth is, spotting his interest is only half the battle. How you respond to it makes all the difference. The first mistake is overthinking it. You see him turn his body toward you, lean in, give you all his attention, and instead of just enjoying it, you start questioning it. Does this mean he likes me? Or is he just a friendly person? Maybe he does this with everyone. You analyze it to death. And while you're overthinking, you miss the moment. You miss the connection. Here's the truth. When you see these signs, trust them. Don't talk yourself out of what you're seeing. His body is telling you something real. Accept it. The second mistake is acting too interested too fast. You see the signs, you get excited, and suddenly you're all in. You start texting more, showing up more, making it super obvious that you're into him. And while there's nothing wrong with showing interest, coming on too strong too fast can actually make him pull back, even if he likes you. The third mistake is testing him. Some women see the signs and then start playing games. They pull back to see if he'll chase. They act uninterested to see if he'll try harder. They test his interest instead of just letting things develop naturally. And here's the problem. When you test him, you create confusion. He was showing you clear interest. And instead of matching that energy in a natural way, you throw up walls. That doesn't create attraction, it creates frustration. Another mistake is ignoring your own interest. You see all the signs that he's into you, but instead of paying attention to how you feel about him, you just get caught up in the fact that he likes you. You forget to ask yourself, do I actually like him back, or am I just excited that someone is interested? Don't let his interest be the only thing that matters. Your feelings count too. The fifth mistake is expecting him to make all the moves. You see the signs, you know he's interested, and then you just wait. You wait for him to ask you out. You wait for him to say something. You wait for him to take the next step. But here's the thing. When you see clear interest, it's okay to meet him halfway. You don't have to play hard to get. You can show that you're open, that you're interested too. And one of the biggest mistakes is misreading the situation completely. Sometimes women see a guy face them, lean in and pay attention, and they think it's romantic interest when really he's just an engaged listener. He does this with everyone because he's a present person. So here's how you tell the difference. Does he do this with other people? Or is this specific to you? Watch how he acts with others. If his body language is the same with everyone, it might just be his personality. But if this level of focus is just for you, that's when you know it's real. The truth is, most guys don't pull back because they lose interest. They pull back because something in the interaction made them feel like it wasn't working. Maybe you overthought it. Maybe you tested him. Maybe you didn't show any interest back. The answer isn't to chase harder. It's to stay balanced, stay open, stay warm, but also stay grounded who you are. When a man sees that you notice his interest, but you're not desperate for it, that you appreciate it, but you're not dependent on it, something powerful happens. He feels safe. He feels like he can show how he feels without it becoming too much too fast. And that safety is what makes him want to keep showing up. If you avoid these mistakes, you create space for connection to grow naturally, where he feels comfortable showing interest and you feel comfortable receiving it. No games, no confusion, no pressure, just two people figuring out if there's something real between them. By now, you understand the move, what it means, and what not to do when you see it. But here's the deeper part. How do you keep his interest once it's there? Because getting his attention is one thing. Keeping it is what really matters. The first thing to know is this. Men don't stay interested because you're perfect. They stay interested because being around you feels good. That means being someone who's easy to talk to, who doesn't create drama, who makes him feel comfortable being himself. The second key is keeping your own life. One of the biggest mistakes women make when a guy shows interest is dropping everything else. They cancel plans with friends, stop doing their hobbies, and make him the center of their world. But here's what happens when you do that. You become less interesting. He was attracted to the person who had her own thing going on. When you drop all of that to focus only on him, you change what made you attractive in the first place. Third, understand the power of space. When things are going well, it's natural to want to spend more and more time together, but too much too soon can kill attraction. Men need space to miss you. They need time to think about you when you're not around. If you're always available, always there, always reaching out, he doesn't get that chance. Give him room to come towards you. Another important thing is emotional balance, being able to stay calm when things get weird or confusing. Sometimes he'll be distant, stressed, or quiet, and it has nothing to do with you. If you can give him space without freaking out, without taking it personally, without creating drama, you build trust. And that trust is what makes him feel safe enough to let you in. Finally, focus on building real experiences together. Attraction fades if it's only based on surface stuff. What keeps things alive is creating memories, laughing together, trying new things, supporting each other's goals. Whether it's exploring a new place, cooking together, or just having real conversations late at night, these moments turn attraction into something deeper. Here's the truth. Keeping a guy interested isn't about being perfect, playing games, or trying to be someone you're not. It's about creating a space where he feels valued, understood, and free. When a man feels that with you, he doesn't just stay interested, he becomes more interested over time. And that's the real difference between something that fizzles out and something that actually lasts. Attraction doesn't grow under pressure, games, or constant worry. It grows when there's freedom, respect, and real connection. If you're still here, you already know what to look for. You know the move, you know what it means, and you know how to respond in a way that builds connection instead of pushing him away. That's how you turn interest into something real and lasting. Pause for a second, because what we've covered isn't just dating advice or body language tips. It's about understanding the clearest sign a man gives before he ever says how he feels. Once you know this move, everything changes. You stop doubting yourself. You stop overanalyzing every conversation, and you finally see attraction with clarity and confidence. Think about it. Before this, you might have been stuck in the same cycle so many women go through. Confusion, doubt, and wondering if you're just making things up. You meet a guy, things seem good, and then you're left guessing whether he actually likes you or if he's just being nice. But now, it's not about his words or his text. It's about what his body does. And when his whole body turns toward you and stays there, you're seeing the truth. Here's the beautiful part. Once you understand this, you don't have to guess anymore. You don't have to analyze every text or wait for him to make his feelings obvious. You just watch what his body does. You see the full turn, the lean, the focus, and you know. And that knowledge is powerful. It's what changes dating from constant confusion into something clear. But there's one important thing you need to remember. None of this matters if you forget your own value. A man doesn't fall for you because you read his body language perfectly. He falls for you because you're confident, real, and secure in who you are. The strongest thing you can be is yourself, fully and completely yourself. When you live with confidence, you naturally make men value you more. Maybe as you hear this, you're thinking about someone specific. Maybe a guy who seems interested, but you're not sure. Maybe a situation you're trying to figure out. Wherever you are right now, remember this. You don't need to control someone's feelings. You just need to see them clearly. And when you do, everything else falls into place. Before we end, I want to remind you of this. Knowledge without action changes nothing. Now that you understand this move, use it, watch for it, trust what you see. That's how you move from confusion to clarity, from doubt to confidence, and from guessing to knowing. If this helped you, here's what to do next. First, tap the like button. It shows me this really helped you and helps other women find it too. Second, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next video. There's so much more to learn about attraction, connection, and understanding men. And lastly, leave a comment below telling me if you've ever noticed this move before or if you're going to start watching for it now. I read every comment and I'd love to hear your story. Keep this in mind. The Gate guy doesn't fall for some fake version of you. He falls for who you really are. And when you understand what his body is telling you, you stop guessing and start knowing. This is your chance to see clearly. Attraction doesn't have to feel confusing once you finally know what to look for.